Welcome to Talk Volley to Me, Sara Hughes. We're so excited to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so your NCAA season doesn't start for another month or so, but you're heading to Fort Lauderdale in like a week, and you're playing with Lauren Fendrick. How did that happen?
Yeah, well, as you know, being NCAA collegiate athlete, it's kind of hard participating in tournaments unless it's with USA Volleyball. So season is coming up for us, which is a little hectic because we're practicing every day for USC, but we can't really pass up the opportunity to play in a USA, representing USA in an FIVB tournament. So Kelly and I had discussed, and we didn't think we would have enough points to get in. We were just trying to look at the numbers, but we didn't. So it just didn't end up working out. And then Lauren Fendrick contacted me, and I can't really pass up that opportunity when an Olympian asks you to play. So we kind of mutually decided that we were just going to do our own thing and go for it.
Right. Did you see that as being a possibility, or did that come as kind of a big surprise to you when she did reach out to you?
At the time, it was a little bit of a surprise, only because I am still in college and kind of doing my own thing with my team. But I'm really happy she did, and I'm really honored that she did reach out to me.
Yeah, definitely.
And have you guys had a chance to train? I know she's up in Stanford with Andrew.
Yeah, she is, but she's flown down a couple of times, and we've been able to at least get a good week and a half of training in together. And we still have a couple more practices coming up this week, and then we fly to Florida on Sunday. So we'll have 2 days before the tournament also to kind of get acclimated and practice some more.
Nice. And how do you think you guys have been gelling? How does it feel in practice?
It feels awesome. She's amazing. She's just so mature out there on the court, really easy to communicate with. So it's flowing really good right now.
Nice. And do you guys have a coach that you're working with?
No, not currently. Like I said, it was when she called me, it was not necessarily a last minute thing, but at the same time, we didn't have a ton of time to plan out things, so I think we're just going to go ourselves for this tournament.
Yeah. And does it feel weird to play with someone that's not Kelly?
It is. It's always weird playing with somebody different, but I think once that communication is there and we start getting really comfortable with one another, it's not that big of a deal.
That's good. Open communication's key.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
do you feel that, your plan after graduation is to hit these domestic and international pro tours with Kelly? Is that kind of the plan, or have you guys discussed that yet, or are you just still looking at college season?
Yeah, I mean, right now we're just looking to college season because that's all our coach really wants us to focus on right now. But of course, internationally and domestically, all those tournaments are coming up right after season. So right now, Kelly and I have been talking, and we want to play together. But I don't know. You never know what can happen. But as I said, right now we're just focusing on the collegiate season.
Nice. Well, we at least hope that you'll make it to Austin, which I understand is very close after graduation.
It is, but the plan is for me to be in Austin playing.
Yay!
Awesome. We're super excited for that
Yes.
one. So pumped for the AVP to be in our home city.
Yes, right in our
Yeah, I
backyard.
love it.
Yeah. And then, what do you think you're most excited about for going pro?
Oh my goodness. No more NCAA regulations, let me tell you.
Yeah, you can actually take your prize money for once.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a little difficult trying to manage everything and doing everything under compliance, but like we've done it all right. So our compliance officer is awesome, so he's really helped us out with that. But I don't know, going pro, I think it's just going to open up. It's just going to be a whole new world. Because right now during collegiate season, I kind of have everything. I have my coaches, I have my strength and conditioning. I'm practicing every day. So I'm excited to get into that new world of scheduling everything out on my own practices, finding my own coach. It's not going to be the easiest process, but I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah, I would imagine it's going to be, you kind of get to shop a little, figure out, the whole formula that works best for you, where I'm sure you have all the right resources at USC, but this is like those were kind of given to you, and now you kind of get to shop for what fits you perfectly as an athlete.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm really lucky to have everything at USC, but it's going to be a whole new level going pro.
Definitely. Megan and I were talking, what is that feeling like, when you guys win these tournaments and you have to kind of say no to some prize money? What's that feeling like?
It's not easy. I mean, turning down money it's always hard, especially when you've earned it. But to me, it's not a big deal. That's not something I'm like, oh, that's so much money, I'm gonna quit and give up my eligibility. Like that's never ever
Right.
crossed my mind. Luckily, there's a rule where you can get your expenses back. So my tournament, my flight, my accommodation, my food, it's almost just it's a free trip, and I get to play volleyball. So that makes me happy enough.
Right.
Being able to get that back.
And I remember when I saw you in New York City, we were joking because you had gotten a third on the AVP and you guys made all this money. We were like, oh, well, you know, you get to use a certain amount for the expenses of the tournament. We were like, go out, get the best hotel in New York City, have a good dinner. You know, at least you get to have some fun experiences along the way.
Yeah, there's some perks. A nice little steak dinner you can't really go wrong with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Does the lifestyle at all of, you know, playing pro beach volleyball where you don't have, you know, necessarily a guaranteed income every single month, or does that make you nervous at all about playing professional beach volleyball, or is it just you're excited about it?
I mean, it's definitely something to think about. I don't think it's really made me nervous at this point. I have started preparing for it though, because going out being a rookie is not going to be easy, so I've been saving a lot of my own money. But I just think it's just the process. So hopefully right after school I'll get some scholarships, win some money on the tour. I don't know. Like I said, it's the process, and I'm really looking forward to that. But like, I don't know, you just got to prepare and get ready for it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's part of probably the excitement and the challenge and what makes it so rewarding when you do earn what you earn.
Yeah, and most people right out of college don't make good money anyways, so
Right?
whether you're playing beach volleyball or you're going out getting a regular 9 to 5.
Yeah. You can be sitting in a cubicle, or you
I know,
can be doing something
exactly.
you really love.
You have the better option anyways.
Exactly. I'll be outdoors on the beach. Can't really complain.
Exactly.
Winning, definitely.
Yeah.
So, you know, before we get into any talking about pro, obviously it's down the road, but let's talk about this season at USC. How's the team looking so far?
Wow, our team is looking absolutely amazing. We lost two pretty big key players last year that played in the lineup, but we definitely filled their spots quite easily. We had a great freshman class coming in, and then both our upperclassmen and underclassmen have really stepped up to the plate. And if you come to one of our practices, it's just so competitive, and everyone's fighting for spots and for who they want to play with. So it's an absolute amazing atmosphere, and I'm excited for season to start to get going.
Definitely.
Anybody up there ready to challenge you and Kelly for the #1 spot?
I mean, right now Kelly and I are #1 spot, but oh my goodness, our 2 through 5, they're fighting right there behind us, and it's really fun in practice to be able to compete against them every day.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you think there's any other pairs that you guys have an eye on to really be a challenge for you two this year?
Yeah, I mean, there's some great ones teams all around. I would say the Witt twins, definitely. They're awesome team. We've played against them all summer. We traveled with them. So they're always a force to be reckoned with. There's also the other twins, the McNamara twins from UCLA. There's just so many twins around this beach volleyball world. Yeah, so they're also highly competitive, great team, great girls. But I think also the excitement is seeing who is going to be at the 1 spot for a lot of different schools. We're not quite sure yet. There's no lineup set, so we're just preparing our side of the court right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing about beach volleyball. There's so many unknowns in who you're going to face. You know, at least playing sixes indoor, you know, you see the lineup, you can kind of figure it out. But I just feel like beach volleyball, it's a whole nother world.
Yeah, exactly.
You talked a little bit about like traveling with other pairs, so it's obvious, you know, beach volleyball is a smaller community, more close-knit. What is the rapport like between the teams? I mean, do most girls all know each other, or and you're so familiar with them that you kind of have a good game plan before season, or how? Just kind of explain the rapport between all the schools.
Yeah, at the beginning of season, it's kind of a toss-up. Girls are getting mixed up a little bit. Unfortunately, some girls get injured, so there are mix-ups. But once it gets going and you really start playing each other in tournaments a lot more, it's it's fairly easy to get like a good grip on who's on the other side. Plus, we are filming a bunch, we're scouting a bunch. It's just part of our routine to look at the scouting sheet, look at the film. So we're pretty much prepared going into that match playing against every one of our competitors.
Any rivalries out there for you guys?
Oh, I mean, just being at USC, we always have UCLA as a rival. That's huge. It's such a fun game because so many people come out and watch. Pepperdine has always been a big rival for us.
Yes.
It just always has been. They've always had a great program. So those are definitely some of the top two. But once we step on that court, everyone's really a rival.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And you and Kelly have a little bit of a win streak going, and I know everybody likes to say, oh, I don't think about the win streak, it's not in my mind at all, but you have to be thinking about it. You know, what does that feel like to go into the season with that in your mind?
It's almost kind of a bad thing, to be honest, because it just makes the target on your back even a little bit bigger. So every time any team plays us, they're gunning for us. They're playing their best volleyball. So I kind of like it because it even makes Kelly and I better. It means we can't have that bad match. We gotta play strong every single time and make sure we take everything on our side of the court and make sure we're playing good.
Yeah, definitely. It's like one of those things you have to be very prideful of, and I mean, you don't get a streak like that without working your butts off. So even if that means the target gets bigger, you just continue to keep doing what you're doing.
Katie knows a thing or two about that.
No. Let's see.
All right, so this last summer you played on the Pro Tours. You had some pretty big victories. One that stands out, in my mind at least, is Laura Ludwig and Kira Walkenhorst in Klagenfurt. What were you guys doing in that match that made you able to beat a team like that?
We told each other right before the match, we just looked each other in the eye, hey, we have nothing to lose. We're just going to have fun this whole match. We're going to do our best and just do our thing. And that's exactly what we did. We stepped out onto the court. I mean, you're playing those two players. They're absolutely amazing. I've watched them play before, so you have a little nerves in the beginning, but once you start playing, you just realize that it's just another volleyball match, and there's nothing you do differently. You side out, you play defense, and that's exactly what we did. And it was a really great match, and definitely one of the most memorable I've had so far.
Yeah, I was just going to ask a follow-up. What would you say has been so far the highlight of your career? Would it be that match?
Yeah, that would definitely be one of the matches. Just because of the level of intensity and how high of a level it was really good for Kelly and I to be able to experience that because, you know, we were just coming off like collegiate season, not much international experience. So to play against a team like that and just to say, hey, we can hold our own is a really cool thing. But we played April and Carrie multiple times this summer. And one of my other favorite memorable matches was in San Francisco. We took them to 3 and ended up losing 16-14, I believe, or 15-13. I can't really remember, but it was an absolute battle, and just the atmosphere. The arena was completely sold out. People were going crazy. So actually, honestly, people weren't even going crazy. It was like dead silent. Everyone's kind of like, what's happening here?
Which makes it almost worse, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, they're like, do we cheer for them? I don't know.
Right.
We're not used to cheering against April and Carrie, but we like underdogs. It's so confusing.
That's a really, I feel like, pivotal moment for just beach volleyball in general because you have, like, you know, the older and the young, and it's kind of just like, okay, this is what's coming down the pipeline. And I'm sure as a volleyball fan, it's super exciting to watch, like, here is the future of beach volleyball.
Yeah.
And it had to be an iconic moment for you guys and for Carrie.
Absolutely. And then a couple months after you guys played that match in Klagenfurt with Laura and Kira, they won the gold medal. Were you watching that match? How did that feel?
I was watching that match. Oh my goodness, just I don't know. It's just, they're such a great team, so them winning was no surprise to me. But then it was kind of weird just thinking, hey, we played them not too long ago and we did beat them, but it wasn't, for me, it wasn't like we beat the gold medalists at the Olympics. that it didn't cross my mind like that because we were in the Olympics and we didn't beat them in the Olympics. It's like they deserved everything. They worked hard for it, but it was at least fun being able to say, hey, I got to compete against them this summer.
Right.
So I don't know.
I'm sure it's just kind of a benchmark match for you guys to see what potential there is for your careers.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Really
just
exciting.
Being able to play at their level is really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
In all these big matchups, is there ever a time that maybe you guys get a little intimidated, like facing maybe April and Carrie and someone I'm sure you guys have looked up to your whole lives? Is there ever a moment where you get a little intimidated looking across the net?
I mean, Carrie is a little intimidating at that net, being a blocker. She is an amazing blocker. I specifically remember when the first time we played them, because I'm the captain, so I go up for the call, and I was just looking, and I was like, I'm doing a coin flip with Carrie Walsh right now.
Somebody
I'm
get a
actually
photo.
really excited. No, it's so funny because somebody did take a photo, and like my face, I'm just like smiling and look like a complete dork. And I was like, oh, I'm about to play Carrie Walsh, and I'm just like grinning ear to ear. But
This is a moment. This is a moment.
I was like, so, I love it. So,
taking so many mental photos.
yeah,
awesome.
but I love it. It's that competition is what I want. It's where I want to be one day. So
Definitely.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people after this summer seeing all the things you guys did, there was a lot of Tokyo 2020 talk. Is that on your mind?
Oh, 100%. That's definitely one of my goals. It's what I've always wanted. I started playing beach volleyball when I was 8 years old, and the moment I stepped on the beach, I absolutely fell in love with it. And it's been a goal of mine from that age to go to the Olympics. So I'm going to fight for that every step of the way.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you have two fans here who'll be cheering you on the whole way.
Well, thank you.
Yes. So one question I've always been wondering is, what is that transition like from these pro tours to going back to USC? Is that a tough transition, or is it pretty smooth for you?
For me, it's smooth only because the level of play we have at USC is so incredible. The coaching we're getting, Anna Collier, Dane Blanton, Allie Lambertson, it's not taken lightly. We're training Monday through Saturday. We're lifting Monday through Thursday. So it's honestly, I think I'm putting in more work at USC. Yeah. Not saying, it's obviously a different level of play at the international, but there's not as many tournaments. Sometimes you don't practice as much. So the transition is easy for me, or almost a little bit harder coming back to USC. But competition-wise, it's a little different. It's a little lower of a level, but I have the mindset of when we're in practice, if I'm shooting like a high line shot and it doesn't go in the corner, it's like I'm almost unsatisfied because that shot's not going to go down against a Lara Ludwig and April Ross. So it's just part of playing, but also having that mindset and keeping reminding myself to say, are the pros going to get that shot? Or is Carrie going to block that ball? So
right.
It's a little give and take.
Yeah, a lot of self-discipline too.
Yeah.
It sounds like. Is there, going from that transition, is there a lot you can bring back to your teammates? Do you guys try to kind of take that international experience and bring it back to your teammates and share some of maybe the experience or knowledge you guys have gained from those tours?
Oh, 100%. Some of my teammates, they want to be playing internationally in a couple years as well, or even just on the AVP tour. So it's fun for them to be able to ask us questions or ask for advice, honestly, and we're able to give that to them, and just showing them how we compete and how it's done at a high level. I think it forces them to also compete at that level, which is really cool.
Definitely.
Awesome.
That's exciting stuff. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. And
of course.
We hope the next date we see you is here in Austin.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love that. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Sarah.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day, you guys. Bye.